and look. You'll find whatever you're seeking in a magazine or book. There's books for him and books for her and books for you and me. You'll find good books for everyone at your library. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Hey, will you people please pipe down? I'm trying to read. This is a library.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Lauren's Library. I'm your host, Lauren, and I am here to talk about book stuff. So grab some coffee, grab a blanket, grab a steering wheel if you're driving, because I'm still not paying for the accidents, even in season 2. And make sure you get comfortable because we have so much to catch up on. Oh my God. Like, first of all, shout out to my amazing husband, Jared Roach, of Dreamer Creative. He made the season theme song. Well, he made the theme song that you guys love and that gets stuck in my head all the time. Um, he made like the transition music that you hear. He made the little cartoon version of me that goes on the Lawrence Library podcast. He made a lot of my stuff. He is amazing with music and graphics and all of that fun stuff. So if you need anything, hit him up. We are working on trying to do some big things with his projects, and I'm excited about that. Excited to see how that goes. Secondly, okay, so I know. Before you get mad at me, I know it's been a while since I've been back. I had originally said that I was going to come back in January. I did not, and then I was like, "Oh, I'll just come back in the beginning of February." Didn't work out. Life was getting a little sticky for a second there. But I'm back now to get on your nerves every other Friday. So fret not, we are here. But I mean, it seems like the entire world, honestly, has been having a really wild start to 2024, if we're being honest. Like from Cat Williams, um, doing his interview with I call him the Wolfman, Shannon Sharp, to Nicki Minaj screaming into the void for 72 hours after Megan Thee Stallion dropped the diss track and then went to sleep. It's been eventful. It's been a lot. There's been a lot going on. And if there's any indication of how the rest of the year is going to go, I'm a little nervous, if we're being honest. But a few quick housekeeping items before we get into it. My book, The Memory Concierge, is out. I released it back in November of 2023, and it's getting really good feedback so far. If you haven't read it, you are late and need to get with the picture. I'm kidding. But I'm also not. It's on Amazon as paperback and ebook, and it's on Kindle Unlimited if you're one of those girlies that has that membership. And I'm working on trying to get it into as many bookstores as I can. So if you have a bookstore that you want to send it to, let me know. Send me a little email, and we can get something going. Okay. I also have a newsletter. You can sign up for it on my website at www.thebookybabe.com. My socials are at the top of the screen. I'm not going to spam you guys, I promise, because mostly because I forget to get the emails together. But I am not going to spam you. I'm just sending a few emails, like maybe like once a month, to let you know what's going on with me. The up to dates on the Booky Babe and Sunflower Rose Publishing and the Lawrence Library podcast, all the stuff that I have going on. So if you want to get in the know about that, you can sign up for the newsletter. So yeah, I definitely have a lot of stuff going on. Pray my strength because, whew, yeah. Now that we have that out of the way, something really fun that I'm super duper excited about. I have a guest host today. Her name is Karavi Bello. She is one of my really good friends. I believe we met on Instagram like a year or 2 years ago. I don't remember how long ago. It's been a while, but we clicked immediately. And like she has been like one of my rocks when it comes to putting my stuff out and like getting my book out, my podcast, all of that. So I'm super excited to have her with me today on this podcast. And yes, say hello. Everyone be nice, because I will fuss you out if you're not. Okay, great.
How are you?
I am great. This is awesome. It's also kind of I
Technology. Ugh.
yeah, like I've never been on like a YouTube video before. This is a lot, but so yeah. Have you guys grabbed your drink yet? Grab a blanket or anything like that? Because if not, I promise we'll wait for you. Okay, go ahead
Right.
and grab it now.
Gotta stay hydrated.
So let's get right back into it. Have you heard about the author J.D. Barker, Ravi? Have you heard about what was going on with that?
I did some research, found it real troubling.
Yeah,
Real troubling. Like, to ARC readers everywhere, it's the underage for me.
right. Like, okay, so let me tell the audience what's going on, just in case they don't know. Best-selling author J.D. Barker is currently facing backlash because of a campaign that he sent out to his book influencers back in January. He is asking them to take risque videos with his latest book release in exchange for possible payment, not even promising payment, just possible payment. I think that book was due to release sometime this year. I don't know the exact date, but he sent out an email to like some well-known influencers because that's kind of what authors do these days. They write
Yeah.
a book and then to get the buzz, they send it to book influencers who are then they make videos, they talk about it, they act like they make content around it and help get the word out. So that's what he did. But then in the email, he was asking them to do one of 4 prompts. And I'm going to read the prompts for you. So, because, wow. So the first prompt was to post a video with the text, "Who doesn't like to relax with a good book?" which is fine. But then the video is supposed to like pan up and down your body. And they're supposed to be like completely naked except for the book covering their naughty bits, which is very presumptuous. Like, I don't know you, but you're going to ask me to get naked in a video? Like, who, excuse me?
Yeah. I don't see that on my book talk feed.
Me
I
either.
just-
My feed don't be doing that. Thank God.
Mm-mm.
And then the second prompt was, what is the most taboo place you've ever had sex? Which also none of your business, sir. Okay. No. And then the third prompt was like, what kind of person are you? Sugar or spice? And then you're supposed to do something, a little risque, a little racy, a little sexual in the video and whatnot. And then the last prompt was to, what kind of person do you think I am? Sugar or spice? And then do something gross again, like like deep throat the book or something. I don't know, but it was just I don't even know. Like, what are your thoughts? Let me hear what you think.
For me, it was him trying to blame it on the PR firm. Like, oh, I had no idea
Right.
this was going to happen. Da, 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 da. So they don't send it to you for your approval.
Right.
They don't talk to you to say, hey, what do you want us to say? They just did it all on it, so you had no idea. Now, don't be creepy.
Right.
Okay, teenage kids now, they don't have the Kiki Palmer influences, and it's just straight into adulthood. So it's like, come on, sir, that was so inappropriate, and he needs to be in jail. That's just throw him in jail. Just close it, lock the key. That's inappropriate. Can we not? These are children.
Exactly. And like, what made it weird for me, like, okay, so I saw the vision, like I saw what he was trying to do, because I think the book is technically supposed to be real spicy. And like, spicy book, spicy content, I get it. But you need to be really specific about who you're sending it to if that's the case.
Yeah.
And also in the email, he was saying that like the videos need to be sent back to him for approval, and he might use them or he might not. And it's like, so you want me to send you my little OnlyFans video? Basically, you just get to keep it for your personal possession later on and not use it? No, sir.
No takes. No,
That's not what we're doing. We don't do that here. No.
no. Look, my husband likes to fight. Can we not?
Right.
I'm like, if you wanted, the OnlyFans vibe, you should have reached out to OnlyFans creators.
I'm
Now,
saying.
d-
I'm sure
just
there's
send
one
your
of them that
money.
read. Somebody reads on OnlyFans. I'm sure there's somebody.
I'm sure of it.
Find one of them. If you're gonna be
Please.
asking them to be in the nude
Nude.
while they pose with your book, like, okay.
Like,
That's
oh
just-
yeah, there's no
God.
restrictions on the internet or anything. Just, yeah. What? Mosquito bites? No, sir, you're very strange.
Right. And then to just be like, oh, it wasn't me. Sorry. That's all you got?
Right, just took, oh no, I had no idea.
Like, oh, gosh darn, it wasn't him. He said it wasn't him, so it must not have been him. Like,
Right. Like, oh, sorry. No, that's not one of those. Oh yeah, so sorry. No.
Right. Like, I didn't mean to do that. Like, okay, you clearly meant to.
Okay.
There were no spelling errors in this book, in this email either. So clearly you read it over again before you sent it.
Somebody proof. My thing is, I know at least 5 other people saw that email, and everybody thought it was okay. I think you need to talk to your team. Just
all y'all need to be fired.
Just hit a reset button.
Like, just delete the whole team. Control Alt and delete all of them.
That's what I was about to say. Control Alt delete. Just start over.
Just get rid of it, because that's so like, ugh. See, I don't understand how these authors get caught in these stupid scandals like this, because it's like, we're gonna talk about you. We're gonna come up here and talk about you. Why would you do this?
Yeah.
Are you not embarrassed?
Like, so you're a best-selling, like, you're not the person like, oh yeah, nobody knows me. The Today Show talked about you, sir. It's national news.
Like, do you not know that we can see you? Like, what are you doing?
Like, you're in the room with us. We see you.
Wild behavior, man. Like, I don't understand it, but I don't want to blame it on men as a whole, because even though sometimes it kind of feels that way, they be being real creepy. But
I like to say it's not all man, but my man is cool. So
facts, like, hate it for the rest of y'all. Can't relate.
Right. But post Valentine's, I hope everybody got treated nice, and treat yourself.
And stay away from people that ask you to send them naked videos of you with their book.
Yeah.
Avoid them.
Just to prevent blackmail.
Like, and then see, I didn't even see, now that you said that, I didn't even think about that. That is a possibility. So like, let's say they make the video and it's like they're naked or whatever, and they send it to him, and then he doesn't like what they're talking about. Now he's got revenge porn.
Why do you have revenge porn for a 14-year-old?
Like, so many red flags here. All of the red flags.
Like, let's review the play just don't do it.
But speaking of red flags, we can talk about a book that had somebody that had some real red flags in it at first, but redeemed itself because the book boyfriend in that was amazing. Just chef's kiss. So for those of you that don't know, Kennedy Ryan, the GOAT, is releasing a new book next month, March 5th, I think. And it is the sequel to this. No, that is the name of the book. It is a sequel to Before I Let Go. There we go. I got tripped up. Woo.
It's those Judah thoughts. It just has that effect.
Got me a little tongue-tied. But so it is actually the sequel to Before I Let Go. And we're going to get into that. And we're going to talk about another book that's coming out soon that I'm excited for. So yes, if you haven't gotten your drink yet, I'm giving you another shot. Go ahead and grab it. Okay? We'll be back. let's get to it. All right. Last year, sometime, Kennedy put This Could Be Us on NetGalley for a little bit. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, yo, okay, we have to get this immediately. Like, stop everything you're doing. I think I was at work at the time, and I'm like on the phone, like on my work phone, talking to somebody and like scrambling to like get to NetGalley at the same time. Like, oh my God, this is not a drill. So I had to get that book. And when I tell you, I read it, I like just absorbed it in like a day and a half. Like, amazing stuff. And then Karavi was lucky enough to get it too. And then I was like, oh, that's perfect. Now we can just like sit and gush about how amazing Judah is. So I'm gonna let you tell us what you think about Judah, Mr.
Judah,
Cross.
First off, I love how Kennedy Ryan writes in general. The way she does these characters holistically, just check mark. I love it. The way that it built, the way that she addressed the topic of autism. So I don't want to give any spoilers, but the way that she handles the spectrum of autism, it really touched me, because having a brother who's autistic, who's also on that scale, living an experience and being able to read it in a book and be like, wow, I know she did her research, because you can tell when authors don't do research and just talk about it for 2 sentences and then, okay, let's never talk about it again. But no, she was very tender. And I was, choked up at moments, because I was like, ooh, girl, okay. Okay, girl. All right. All right. And Judah's just real sweet. Just real sweet, and we love a second chance romance.
We do. Not in real life.
Wrong with that. Not in real life.
In the book, yes. Not in real life.
In the book, yes. Not in real life.
We ain't spinning the block in real life.
No. I'm like, you're stuck with me, unfortunately, till death. We got paperwork. So, but yes, love the second chance. Just so sweet. And the food it mentions.
Yes. I'm excited, because I think there's actually recipes in the physical copy of the book, and I cannot wait to get my copy, because I'm going to be burning up my kitchen trying to make this stuff. I'm excited. It's going to be great.
Right. Between that and Kennedy Ryan literally made a post, it was a couple of days ago, to get a pre-order sleeve.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh my gosh. I was so mad I missed it. I was trying to rush and click the link, and it was like, we're all out. No.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to, but luckily for me, my payday did not fall near that. So I was like, all right, that's my excuse. I don't need to buy anything right now. Because otherwise I was like, oh, I'll take 4. I don't know why I need 4, but I'll take them all. Thank you.
I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, y'all, so whoever was raggedy and took all of them, you and me are beefing. I don't want to see it.
But yes, it is a good book. And that is one of my favorite things about Kennedy Ryan. Like you were saying, that how she puts so much effort into the research, because not only does it seem, like she really cares about her character, she makes them seem so much more real.
Yes.
Like these, I would read her book and be like real sad, because like these people don't actually exist in real life. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what they're doing today. It's like, oh, wait, they're not doing anything, because they're not real people. But
that's how I feel about Hendrix. Like, I really want to run into her at Publix, because I'll be looking. And I'm like, oh.
And I think we're getting her story next, I think.
Yes.
And from what I have been snooping and reading about, I think it's going to deal with Alzheimer's, I think. And the insecure author of me at first was like, crap, I have a story about Alzheimer's, and she's gonna do it so much better than me. But it's fine, because she's amazing, so I'm okay with that.
We love to see Black women win,
right? So hey, and it's not like I'm not gonna be reading it and crying and weeping over it anyway, so it don't even matter. But the way I feel about Kennedy, because I've read pretty much most of her stuff. You, on the other hand, need to catch up. But we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. But
Like, no, I do for real, because Long Shot is on my TBR.
And that one's gonna be heavy too. Whoo, that one. I remember, before I get into my other story, I remember that one. I did that one on audiobook, and my dumb tail was listening to it while I was in the gym. And I'm like
Ooh.
I'm like in the turf room, like in the corner of the gym, just like weeping, like, oh my God. And I'm like, why did I open this book in here? I can't turn it off now, but why did I open it in here? Like, I'm stuck. I gotta listen. I gotta keep going. But I should have not listened to this one, because I can't be like lifting weights and like crying at the same time. Like, it was a lot. But one of my favorite things about Kennedy is the fact that, like, in her series, like, they're all usually pretty good, but there's always like one book that like really nails it home. So for the Hoop series, I think everyone's favorite was, I think it's Hookshot. I think it's the last one. Because before I read This Could Be Us, Keenan Ross was my book boyfriend. Okay, and I didn't think anyone was able to replace him at all. And then I met Judah, and I was like, oh, okay, so we can top that. All right, cool, great.
Yeah.
And I think so far, I mean, and I feel like it might be a little bit premature to say since the third book is not out yet, but I think This Could Be Us is that one for me, because like you're saying, she put so much like love and care into like the research, because it nothing pisses me off more when someone writes a whole book around like a premise that makes no sense if they would have just taken the 2 seconds to Google it to see if it was actually feasible. But
yeah,
and she, like, every character she writes with so much respect to that culture or that situation, and you don't find that a lot. Like, that's really rare. And I was actually using that when I was writing my stuff. I was like, I don't want to like disrespect anyone that goes through this or, has experience with this. And I kind of took a page out of her book and was like, all right, let me research. Let me read everything I can on this, and then, figure out how this story is going to go.
And you can tell that with the Memory Concierge.
Oh, thank you.
Like,
hey.
When I tell you, I was reading it like, well, you got my texts, because I was surely texting you like, so you're just breaking my heart.
Whoops. And it's funny because like I was going back and reading some of it like while I was making sure it was like ready for publishing, and there were certain parts myself where I was like, dang, Lauren, like, let up a little bit. Like, why are you doing this? Because it's been so long since I had like read what happened in the book, I kind of forgot about it, and I was like, dang, well, you really just go like with the voice, why? Like, why did you do
I'm
this?
crawling on the floor like, oh my gosh, oh my God.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of a taste of what it would be like for people who have no experience with the book. And all I can say is I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. But speaking of books that have been written, which is a very terrible segue, but we're gonna go with it. We're gonna rock.
I mean, because books.
Because reading. Someone else has a book that's coming out soon, right?
Yes. My debut novelette, The Book at the Bar by Kira V. Bello, and I've got the official release date.
Okay. You heard it here first, guys. What is it? Tell me right now.
May 24th.
Hey, okay. Yes, 2 days after my birthday, in the blessed month.
Literally. Okay, because one, I wrote this for the Geminis, right? We're both the Geminis. This is for the girls that love reading smut in public. I'm one of you. I wrote this for us. LGBTQ. Okay, so the girls that are like, oh my goodness, they're taking too long to get to the spice. This is for you. This is who I wrote this for.
Yeah. It did not wait. Let me tell you.
It doesn't. it doesn't. And I think it's chapter 18 where it's like, bah, 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 bah. I was reading over it and I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, I was reading it and I was like, oh, okay, we're starting to meet. Oh, immediately. All right, all right. Whoa, wait, wait. Oh my God. Like it came out swanging.
Literally.
Y'all gonna
And
get this smut today.
literally all of it. And if you're like, oh, well, maybe, like she's saying it's smutty, but it's not. My husband read the manuscript and I was pregnant a month later. That's all I'm going to say.
See, okay, see, if you're trying, see, that's such a good marketing ploy there, because it's like, if you and your lover, your baby boo,
Yes, your
your
partner,
your boo bae
mm,
are trying to have a tiny human, all you got to do is read book at the bar, and you will be pregnant immediately
you
afterwards.
will.
Yes,
There's fertility in those pages.
before you
But
close the book, you will be pregnant.
but the cost after, don't send that invoice to me. You know? I don't want that hospital bill. I don't want it, but that whole build up where it's like, dang, Robbie wasn't lying. No, I wasn't. I
She was
wasn't.
not.
So, the MFM, it does not disappoint. It goes into Gemini and Calvin. Gemini's an HR professional. Calvin is a librarian. Very, sexy LeVar Burton vibes. That's all I gotta say.
We love a
And I'm
librarian.
accepting ARC readers now. So if you go to my website, and click on the book at the bar tab, we are still accepting applications.
Trying to see, can I point to it? Oh, it's not gonna let me. Okay, well, it's at the bottom of the screen for you guys
Yes.
if you can't
I
see
don't
it.
know.
Yes, there you go. We're gonna get better at this eventually, but also funny story about your book, because I haven't actually told you this, but well, I was looking over it and like doing the formatting and whatnot.
Mhm.
Some of my family happened to come over, right? And I thought I was safe because I was in a spot where nothing was happening, right?
Mhm.
And my mom is like in here, like reading over my shoulder, like, "Hey, like, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm formatting the book." She's like, "Oh, that's so cool," And then like I'm scrolling, and then all the body parts are showing up, and I was like, "Oh God, wait, okay, wait, exit, minimize, wait."
It is specific measurement.
She was just like, "Did I just see?" I'm like, "No, you didn't. You didn't. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Okay, let's go get some food." Like it was very embarrassing.
Look, if I ever let my mom read this book, she's getting a blacked out copy where it's like, yeah, I'm taping pages together. You actually have to skip that part. I'm so sorry.
So she'll be able to like read their first conversation, and then that's pretty much it.
Literally, she'll read their first conversation and meet Calvin's family. That's it.
And after that, it's just like, well, I
It's
mean,
just, well,
it's not for you.
there's nothing wrong with the spice, and maybe it's just me where it's like, what, I actually can't finish this book, there isn't enough spice, y'all lied.
Oh, you one of
But
those. Okay.
I was also, and I can't remember if I told you this, I was arc reading 1201 by Bella J.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you want some spice, that's that. I should not have been reading that 12 hours after giving birth.
Oh no.
I
Oh
was like,
no.
oh, mm, okay, y'all, okay, woo. But yes, May 24th, hopefully also a book signing post-birthday event. I love how your birthday is the 22nd, mine is the 23rd, and then book comes out the 24th with a main character named Gemini. I'm like,
it's gonna be a lit week,
true.
Nothing else to say. It's gonna be a lit week.
Yes, and your event is coming up too, right?
It is actually, at the time this podcast comes out, it will actually be in that exact moment. So if you're watching the podcast or listening to it, just know that I am in that moment at a book signing trying not to sweat from my upper lip. So it'll be great. I'm gonna have makeup on, so hopefully, it doesn't like show up there. It might, but I am human because, matter of fact, that happened to me last couple Sundays ago. They announced the book at my church, right? No one told me they were going to announce the book at my church. Luckily, I looked nice that day because
So
sometimes
you're famous.
some not at all, but sometimes I'll be coming in there slumming it a little bit. But thankfully, I actually look good that day.
Come as you are.
Right. And I do be doing that. Trust and believe. But I was actually looking down at my phone when, the service was ending, and then the pastor goes, "Lauren." I was like, "Oh my God, what happened? What did I do?" He's like, "Yeah, you have a book, don't you?" I was like, "Oh my God. Are we doing this now? Like, no one's gonna tell me." Like, I was sweating so bad, like my lip was just like drenched. My
the
feet
meme with the girl in the courtroom where she's like,
yes, that was pretty
if
much
you're
me.
listening, I'm turning to the side, smiling, where it's like, ugh.
Like my feet was sliding in my shoes. Like, it was a whole thing. I was like, y'all can't do this to me. Okay. You need to tell me 5 business days in advance so I can prepare. Like, don't just spring it up on me, because then I'm going to forget what my name is. And then y'all gonna be looking at me like I'm dumb. I need to prepare for these things. You cannot run up on me with a mic and be like, "Yeah, tell us things." I'm like, words, book, bye, please. Thank you.
Please buy, post review.
Like, I was mortified. Jared, on the other hand, thought it was hilarious. I was mortified. Okay. But he got a good cackle at it. He's like, "Your lip was sweating." I'm like, yeah, it was. Like, the bottom of my glasses were fogging up. It was a whole.
That's how you know.
I was stressed out. I was stressed.
I'm getting residual sweat because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd be like, first off, this is not a book y'all should be talking about.
Right.
Y'all better not have the book at the bar on the screen.
See, and in that case, you just be like, "I never wrote a book before. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a book. What?
I don't even know who Kirabi is.
I don't know who that is. Who's that? That's not me."
I'm gonna be turning around. Who's that?
Meanwhile, he called my name, and like everybody just like flipped around because we were sitting in the back, right? Because I don't like sitting in front. And he said my name. Everybody just like turned around to stare at me, and I was just like, "Okay, so this is where I die. All right, cool, good to know." I had a nice run. Had a good run. Like, I was absolutely mortified, but I mean, hey, maybe they'll go buy the book and reminisce on when the girl was sweating from her glasses about talking about it, And I was also trying to remember. I was like, "Oh God, did I put anything in there that church people can't read?" Like, okay, so they met, and then like I was scared. I was like, I don't know. I wrote a book, but I don't know if I should tell y'all about it. Like, I don't know.
It's okay. Well, but you will get hate mail for the plot twist.
Probably. And honestly, I can't say that I blame you. I can't say that I blame you.
Because I wanted to curse you out lovingly. She did not do this to me.
And because I remember talking about it with Jared, like, because he actually has not read the book, but he knows what happens, because I pretty much, like, he listened to every plot twist and every plot change, and all the 475 times I switched the plot in this story, he's heard them all, so he pretty much knows what happens. But I was telling him about this specific plot, and he was just like, "Oh, okay, wow." That's a lot. This is a heavy book. I'm like, yep. You could probably take it to the gym and lift weights with it. It's heavy. It's a heavy one.
It is. But it's heavy, but done excellently. It's not just torture on pages, because you still fall in love with the characters. Because I've read some books where I'm like, "Oh, okay, so you're just gonna kill me," and then just drop. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, but no. I'm like, I love those characters.
I was sick of them by the end of the book. I was like, all right, I'm sick of y'all. I don't want to hear nobody named Henry or Clara ever again. Don't talk to me. Don't even look in my direction. I'm sick of y'all. All of y'all. Sick of you.
I think that's just the life of an author, because I did reach a point where I'm like, you know what? Gemini's trying to talk to me, girl. I can't do it right now. You're doing too much. I
And
can't
doesn't
listen.
that seems to does that happen to you? Like I'll be doing something random, like washing dishes or just like walking down the street or something, and them characters are just like yelling at
Yes.
me in my head, like, "We want you to write us now." And then
Yes.
I'm like, "All right, cool, I got you." And then I get home and sit in front of the computer and just nothing,
Yeah.
no words. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
so that's how y'all gonna do me? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'm not quite sure if this counts as a mental illness or not, but we're writers, so.
And other writers are also going through the same thing, so I'm going to say it's a writing thing, because
Right.
I definitely go through the same thing, because Calvin was definitely like, I need that first chapter, and I'm like, okay, well, how are you going to bully me?
I created you. What do you mean?
I'm like, what do you mean? Okay, well, I'm gonna do it, but you don't have to yell.
Right. It's wild because I remember I was washing dishes once, and like some of the characters in this book that I'm sort of kind of working on, I say sort of kind of because I wrote a good 1,000 words and haven't picked it up since. But they were like fussing at me, like, "All right, so do you not see what's happening? You're not catching this? All right, I mean, you're missing good stuff." So I'm like trying to get through the dishes, like, all right, I gotta finish, and then I get in front of my computer, remember nothing that I just like the video I just looked at in my head pretty much. I remembered not a word of it. Like, all right, so all of you suck, basically. It's fine though.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get
That's
to it
me with
eventually.
a work in progress from like 2 years ago, because it's a fantasy, and I'm like, okay, but world building, I don't want to do it. And they're like, I don't care. When are you going to start doing work? And I'm like, okay, but I am working. I have a lot going on, okay? And they're like, we actually don't care.
Like,
You need to
who
write.
cares about that? We are important.
Right.
Write us now.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay.
But yes, okay. So, like we talked about, if you haven't read This Could Be Us, well, you probably haven't because you're not cool enough to get on that, Callie. Sorry.
Ah,
Even though I'm salty at the people that got the physical copies, I was a little salty,
I
but
was
it's
very
okay because I got the ebook at least. It's okay. But if you haven't read it, which I'm sure you haven't, go grab it on March 5th. Okay, but leave me a copy because I would also like to grab a physical copy of it. Thank you.
please.
And then sign up for the ARC readers for Book of the Bar. Okay. And she's putting this out in a real decent amount of time. Don't be like me and get ARC signups the week before the book is out and be like, yeah, just read it whenever. It's fine. It's cool. As long as you do it before, the year ends, whatever. Don't be like me. Okay. Learn from my mistakes.
And I tell you, I don't want to say harassing people, but I go to the Atlanta Silent Reading Book Club. So if they're like, oh, da da da, I'm like, hey, do you want to be an ARC reader?
Not the
Do you
creepy
want to
voice.
like spice? How do you like black romance?
Hey. And then I'm just like, I mean, yeah, ARC it's not really an ARC reader. It's more like a street team. Because the book comes out like tomorrow. It's fine. Like it was such a mess. I will know better for my first release. Okay, I mean my next release, because that first one, I was scrambling quite a bit.
But
I
the
was
most
scrambling.
important is that when we say author, put published in front of it.
Hey, okay, hello. Because it was a little touch and go there for a second. I can't lie to you. It was a little.
But you did it.
Whew,
I was gonna make sure of it. I didn't care where I had to drive and beat you up. You were gonna get that book out.
Well, thank God I was able to get it out and avoid a beating as a result. So. But yeah, we've got some books coming, and I'm gonna have some eventually. I'm not gonna start announcing it now because then I'm gonna put that pressure on myself. And like I said, I have 1,000 words written, and that was like January. So, so we're just know they're coming. Okay, they're coming. Be patient
Period.
with me. I'm fragile. But yes, so for this last section that we have, it's usually the short story section, wanted to do something a little different, with this being Black History Month, because I mean every month is Black History Month, but this is specifically Black History Month.
Right.
Wanted to switch it up a little bit, read some poems, original written poems
Period.
by the two of us. Hello, how you doing?
Yes.
Poetry, authors and poets. Okay, multifaceted here.
Multifaceted. It's the Gemini multifaceted for me.
See, they be saying we flaky, but we're not. We just have so many interests, different interests.
Literally.
Like you could put us in a room with anyone and we can figure it out,
Black is by Kirabi. Black is classical. Black is musical. Black is brave. Black is trendy. Being Black is a battle with classical notes. Being Black is a musical with beautiful songs that tell the sad story of where we once were. Being Black is constant bravery for standing for your skin. Being Black is trend setting for the world to observe, then steal. They once had us on displays in zoos, but no more. They once had our bodies swaying like strange fruit, but no more. We have lives, we have stories. Our beginning has had no end and never will. Our stories will end in success.
Facts. Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
All right.
And
right, I don't even know if I can snap on a mic, but like snaps for you. Yes, that was amazing. That was amazing. You got anything else for us?
To be loved by a Black man. They are strong and rooted like great trees. From generation to generation, they've shown how they lead. They may be dying in the streets, the world stacked against them, but they will stand strong and live long. I wake with his arms around me, the warmth of 1,000 years, our ancestors' survival through many horrible years. His heartbeat on my back, strong and mighty. I know that God made you for me.
Snaps again. Yes. No, he made you for me. Amen. All right. So I have one, actually. It's called Dream Big, Little Black Girl. Yes. I was actually going to turn this into a children's book at some point. So nobody steal my idea. Okay. Thank you.
Better not.
Okay. So dream big, little black girl, with hair so curly and thick. You can be whatever you imagine in life if you remember this one trick. Believe in yourself. You are smart and you are bright. Dream big, little black girl. This world needs your light. You can be an artist, a chef, a teacher, or even the president. You can even be an astronaut that goes back to space and comes back again. You can be a chemist that studies how things are made. You can be a firefighter that is strong and so incredibly brave. You can be a nurse that makes sick people feel stronger and better. You can even be a mail carrier that delivers everyone's letters. No matter what you want to be, you can make it happen. So dream big, little beautiful black girl. Dream loud and dream often.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Thanks. Yes, so no one steal my idea. It's going to be a children's
They
book.
better not, because with the flow and everything, I'm like, oh my God.
All right. So that is the first episode of season 2 of Lawrence Library. If you are listening to this on Spotify or Apple or wherever you're listening to the podcast, and you actually want to check it out on YouTube, feel free to go over to YouTube at the Booky Babe and subscribe to the channel. So then that way you can see the live representation of the episodes. It's amazing. We're moving on up in 2024. And also, you have homework, okay? You have 3 books that you need to purchase if you have not already. One is my book. I have to plug my book. Come on now. The Memory Concierge. If you haven't bought it yet, it is on Amazon and it's in Barnes and Nobles. Well, the local Barnes and Nobles. I don't know about yours yet. I'm working. Give me a second. It is on Barnes and Nobles. The feedback has been really positive so far. I would love to know what you think about it. Read it, rate it, pass it along to your friends. Give it as Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, Valentine's Day gifts, whatever gifts you want to give it as. Just give it as a gift. It's great. And then we have This Could Be Us coming out March 5th by Kennedy Ryan, the GOAT. And I'm super excited to get a physical copy of that. I have read the ebook, waiting on the physical so I can look at the recipes in the back. And then on May 24th, for another new to you author, we have Karavi Bello with her debut novel, The Book at the Bar, that's coming out. So if you want to give a new author a shot, especially a new Black author, especially Black romance, we can never get enough Black romance, check out that book. It will be a ride, let me tell you. But yeah, you can also follow me on all of my very many social medias. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or X, I guess it's called. You can find me under Lauren R. Wright on X. You can find me on TikTok under the Booky Babe. You can find me on Facebook under the Booky Babe, and on Instagram under the Booky Babe _ and Lauren's Library Podcast. If you want to be featured on an episode with me, you want to sit down and talk with me about a book, you can email me at thebookybabeblog@gmail.com. And my website is www.thebookybabe.com. And now that I'm saying this out loud, I have way too many social medias at one time. Good Lord. I need to condense them a little bit. But I basically said all that to say that there are multiple ways to contact me. If you want to say hi, hello, how are you? You want to give me a little shout out? I would love to talk to you. I would love it. I love to talk about books. So yeah, hit me up. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Hey, will you people please pipe down? I'm trying to read. This is a library.